Welcome to Wrestling What If, where we reimagine history and explore the alternate realities of professional wrestling. Today, we're asking an intriguing question. What if WWE never entered the Ruthless Aggression Era? What would have happened if WWE never transitioned from the Attitude Era and instead took a different path? How would this have affected the rise of future stars, the company's storytelling, and ultimately its long-term success? Let's dive deep into this alternate timeline and explore what might have been. The end of the Attitude Era, a time of uncertainty. By 2001, WWE had just emerged victorious from the Monday Night Wars, with WCW and ECW officially closing their doors. However, despite WWE's monopoly on mainstream professional wrestling, the company faced a significant issue. The Attitude Era's top stars were leaving. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the face of the Attitude Era, was dealing with injuries and creative frustrations that led to his walkout in 2002. The Rock had shifted his focus to Hollywood, appearing less frequently before leaving full-time after 2003. Triple H, while still a major player, was coming back from a torn quad and wasn't enough to carry the company alone. The Undertaker, Kane, and Chris Jericho were still around, but none could replace the void left by Austin and The Rock in terms of mainstream appeal. With the Attitude Era fading, WWE needed a new identity and fresh superstars to step up. In our real timeline, this led to the Ruthless Aggression Era, which introduced John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and Batista. But what if this transition never happened? What if WWE never moved into the Ruthless Aggression Era? Without Ruthless Aggression, WWE would have likely tried to extend the Attitude Era, despite its declining returns. Let's break down how this would have played out. The product remains edgy, but stale. Without the shift in creative direction, WWE may have tried to keep the same formula of crash TV, controversial storylines, and edgy content. But with no new stars rising, the main event scene would have been repetitive. Triple H dominates longer. The game likely remains the undisputed top star well into the mid-2000s without serious challengers. More nostalgia acts. With no new talent like Cena or Batista, WWE may have relied on Attitude Era veterans for too long, leading to fan fatigue. Declining mainstream appeal, the edginess of the Attitude Era was already losing its luster by 2002. Sticking with the same formula may have caused network issues and a backlash from sponsors. The absence of John Cena, Batista, and Brock Lesnar. The Ruthless Aggression Era gave us WWE's next generation of superstars. Without it, where would they have gone? John Cena never rises. Without the SmackDown brand split pushing new talent, Cena may have been lost in the shuffle. He might have ended up in TNA or even MMA, never becoming the face of WWE. Brock Lesnar might stay in football or UFC. If WWE wasn't scouting for a new generation, Lesnar may have chosen the NFL or UFC instead, never becoming the Beast incarnate. Batista never breaks out. Without Evolution and the subsequent Ruthless Aggression push, Batista likely remains a lower card talent. Randy Orton's future is uncertain. Without a strong focus on new talent, Orton may never develop into the legend killer. With no new stars, the company would eventually hit a creative and financial decline. The brand split might not have lasted. The 2002 brand split was a crucial part of building the Ruthless Aggression Era. It allowed SmackDown to showcase stars like Cena, Edge, and Lesnar, while Raw focused on Triple H and Evolution. Without the push for new talent, SmackDown may have remained a B-show, and the brand split might have been abandoned earlier. WWE faces more competition from TNA. In our timeline, TNA struggled to compete with WWE. But if WWE stagnated with the Attitude Era, TNA's younger, more athletic roster, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, could have gained momentum. It's possible TNA could have become a genuine alternative by the late 2000s, forcing WWE to adapt in different ways. The long-term impact. Would WWE have survived? WWE likely would have hit a financial and creative crisis by the mid-2000s. Declining TV ratings as the same old names headlined shows, a shrinking audience without new stars to attract younger fans, more reliance on part-time legends like Austin and The Rock, who were no longer full-time wrestlers. In this alternate timeline, WWE would have eventually been forced to change, but it might have been too late. Perhaps they would have needed a second Attitude Era, or maybe TNA or UFC would have gained serious ground in the wrestling industry. Conclusion: the importance of ruthless aggression. The Ruthless Aggression Era saved WWE from stagnation and built the superstars who carried the company for the next 15 years. Without it, WWE may have suffered from a lack of fresh talent, declining ratings, and possibly even lost its monopoly on professional wrestling. What do you think? Would WWE have survived without the Ruthless Aggression Era, or would we be looking at a very different wrestling landscape today? Let us know in the comments. That's it for this episode of Wrestling What If. If you enjoyed this alternate history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world of professional wrestling. See you next time.